All right, here I am. Welcome, welcome. I'm coming on today, man. I'm gonna talk about two guys, man, that they have profile, and they both made headlines, not for just their success, but their personal lives. Tonight, we're gonna talk about Cam Newton and Nick Cannon. These brothers out here making money. They're making plenty of money, but are they really making the right choices as men? Are they building, or are they breaking? God damn it. Let's get into it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had. Bring them out. Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert. All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.
Here I am, God damn it. Here I am, God damn it. Welcome to the Marcellus Show. I am he. We are here, God damn it. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome. Man, it's another edition of the Romello Marcellus Show. Once again, I am he is me. And I'm like everybody else. I'm clout chasing, God damn it. I'm lining them up to knock them down. We're talking about Cam Newton and Nick Cannon. These brothers, like I said before, they're out here making noise. They've been making a lot of money for years. I could say that based on studies and what we're looking at, Nick's probably worth north of $100 million, and that's being modest. But he's got a lot of overhead. So, and Cam, shoot, I know he's touched about $75 million in paper or his assets or net worth between now and the time he left the NFL. But question is, are they making the right decisions in their personal lives? I'm sure a lot of you kind of seen the segment that was just ran. So let me say this. Let's start addressing the elephant in the room about both of these men. You know, they've achieved success on a level that a lot of us dream about, and they got a little fame. They got a lot of fame, and they're influential in a lot of their circles. But with that comes a lot of responsibilities. And this is where the problem lies with a lot of us out here, because we're watching these people. They're examples, they're inspiration of what we think we should be doing. We often hear the term man-child thrown around, but what does it really mean? A man-child is someone who, despite their age, wealth, and social status, act in a way that is immature and irresponsible, and frankly selfish. The question is either of these guys being selfish about what they're doing in their personal lives, i.e. fathering multiple children and with multiple women? And the question we need to ask, what kind of example are they setting, if any? Let's break this down. There's a saying that goes, money doesn't make you a man, your character does. I say it all the time. Your genitalia, your money, your success does not make you a man or a woman. It's true. It can buy you a lot of things, but it can't buy you respect. It can't buy you responsibility. And it sure as hell can't buy you the ability to be a good father or mother. Cam and Nick might have the financial means to support their children, but are they truly fathers to these children and their needs, or the kids? Supplying the physical, the mental, and the spiritual support that they need. Are they going to be able to be there for them as they get older? See, money can sometimes cover up a lot of shit. The lack of character, the insecurities, the inability to even function as a family person that's a part of a unit, a larger unit. You can buy gifts, you can provide financially, but it doesn't replace the emotional and psychological support that these kids need from their father and mother. Okay? It doesn't replace the presence of a father in the home. teaching his children right from wrong and guiding them and being the stable figure in their lives. A lot of people believe that just because, you know, you got money, you can move around and do the things that you want to do without regards to everybody that's involved, right? But I say differently, man. You gotta be more responsible to those that are watching you. Now, I will say this. A lot of the times when we do these pieces and we talk about it, right, the scrutiny falls all on the man. It's not all on the man. There are no victims in this situation other than the children that may be displaced in their situations. Now, willing participants show up to the dance and do the dance. Yeah. All the time. Yeah, both parties, if they're willing participants, they both lay down, they do the dance. Now, the byproduct that comes from that dance, that may be the point that makes or breaks a situation in which all parties need to be responsible. Okay. This isn't just about them. This is about the message it sends to our community. Are we saying as long as you have money, it's okay to create broken homes? Is this the legacy we really want to leave? Because trust me, a lot of us has been a part of that cycle for years. So I'm not going to say that this is something that's new, but it can be a trend based on what we see now, because a lot of us have grown up out of here without guidance, and the guidance that we're receiving is on this thing. So whatever we see people moving about in their successes and things of that nature, we feel like that's the way. I want that. That's what I want to do. I want to do it like that for me. Now, some of you might be thinking this isn't new. Yeah, just like I said, but we've been doing it for years, y'all. That's the fact. The behavior isn't new. But what's changed is how we view it. Back in the day, a man fathered multiple and different children with different women was seen as irresponsible. But if he had money and status, he was often given a pass. Just like we want to say that, yeah, we'll talk about this, but he can take care of them. He can provide for them. That's the end of it. But here's the thing. Just because something is happening or has been happening doesn't make it right. And just because someone has money doesn't mean that they should be excused from the consequences of their actions. We need to hold all parties involved accountable. The man didn't just do it by himself. He did it to a woman, or did it with a woman, excuse me. They did it to each other. So both need to be accountable for the decisions that they made while procreating. Not just for the sake of their community, but for the sake of the whole community. I mean, their kids, but just the community in itself, because trust me, we all become a product of the community we grow up in. And if we don't unpack some of this stuff or the things that we need to unpack, then hey, we will actually continue to cycle. Okay, which is not which is a bad thing when we talk about growth. I'm gonna show y'all, man. Let's watch this, right? Let's go to here. Let's watch this.
See my situation. That's a very vague question, and it's for you.
What situation are you referring to that they're looking at and thinking is not high function?
Just my life.
Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
My life.
See, don't deflect. Let's stay here. Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
Both, really.
And they think that you're low functioning.
No, I don't.
You just said people see your life and think you're not high functioning. The opposite of that would be low functioning.
No. Okay, so here you go. You're trying to take my intentions away from this. Can I correct it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or can I give you more?
Yes, more information. Heck yeah.
So I'm not married, right? I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
I didn't do my research. I thought it was 4, but 8. Okay.
No, baby.
Cool.
It's
by how
8.
many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more. Now.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God
about your wife?
I just want God to bring him.
Oh, okay. And you have, so you just.
Because
dream,
my
okay.
point is this. My desire to get married
Mhm.
is lower than my fear of divorce.
So my question is, what is his fear of divorce? Where did that come from? Would that be based on him not being able to be faithful or stable in one or with one woman? Or is it the view that he may have on women based on the things that we see today? Does he feel that he can't trust a woman enough to marry her and give her his last name and so on and so forth? I don't know. That could have stemmed from his childhood. We don't know what he saw. And usually that's what happens with a lot of young brothers out here that can't commit to one woman because they can't trust them. The worst thing in the world is to be in a position where you can't even trust the first love of your life. That will most certainly govern in the way that you deal with everyone else in your life. A lot of young brothers out here watch their mother get it off their back so she can get up on her feet. It could have very well been to make provision for him and his siblings. But as he gets older, the worst position that you could put a young man in is to think that my mama was a whore.
So, as you had said, Dr. Brian, you said it, I didn't say it. I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
Drinking and driving is a decision that could change your whole world. You can face a life-altering injury or potentially death. Your decision to drink and drive could permanently change someone else's world, whether you injure them or leave their loved ones grieving. The next time you're out drinking, call a rideshare, taxi, a sober friend, or a designated sober driver. The only decision that will change your world for the better is the decision to call a sober ride. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time. You're being very action-based.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active. Okay? So you're creating, in disclaimer, the kids are innocent. They are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies because I can't wait to be a mom and I love the kids, period. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you thus far. But these families are still broken. Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So some child, if not all will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. So at what point do you feel the fear, do it anyways? And yeah, that is a low functioning behavior to say that I am going to create these homes. Oh, let me go better. I'm going to build these houses and put kids and these beautiful women and kids in them, but I ain't going to create a home in them. I'm going to wait till I dissipate my fear to find a wife where I'm still going to be fearful with, because there's no such thing as not having some type of nerve or some type of feeling behind marrying somebody who you're spending your life with. And then I'm going to build a home with her while all these other beautiful babies have houses. That's completely unfair and it's selfish.
Just tell me when I can solve.
Yeah, almost. That's
Yeah, but it takes 2 to make that thing happen. So I don't like the fact that the perpetuation of victimization, the only victims would be the children because of their lack of the home being built. But as it may, we as men, we're hunters. We're impulsive by nature. We go and conquer things and we build. We don't make homes. We're part of the home itself with the unit, but the woman is the home maker, i.e. the nurturer, the lover, the one that teaches the compassion and is the first teacher to the child that's in the man. So no, I don't like the chauvinistic tone that Dr. Brian has taken with this, and sisters, when you come on the platforms and you speak to brothers, grown ass men, please speak to them in the term or in the position that you're talking to a man who has his own mind and not your son. Someone could very well be potentially someone that is a son of someone else's, but just not yours. Yeah.
Completely unfair and that's selfish. And so, yes, you're taking your time in this department, but you're not taking your time in this department, which means you're compartmentalizing. And compartmentalizing never works. Compartmentalizing hurts everybody involved. Everybody who's in this box and that box and this box and that box and this box. And then here you go over here trying to figure out what box you're going to feed or entertain or do. Then you're looking outside to figure out who's your next victim to put in the box.
There we go. That word, victim. No one's a victim, especially if they're willing participants in it.
It's
Poor choice of words.
unhealthy. And it's a huge dysfunction within our Black community that I truly believe personally, statistically, mental health wise, and community wise, that Black men will stop.
Well, you know, systemically, we've been put in a box that has transcended long before generations and even to now, that we weren't even allowed to be married in this country. Yeah. So, you know, jumping to that is basically to say, well, there's a whole lot of things that's been out of whack forever. So when do we get to the point where we break that cycle, you know, in our homes and with our children and with who we select to be with? And here's the thing. Ladies, your jewel is your jewel. Who you decide to give it to, that is still, at the end of the day, on you. Unless they are here taking something from you, then that's a whole nother conversation. But if not, then the final choice is yours. If you want to maintain your position of value, then it's on you as well to refrain and make an individual step up and do the right thing. Don't bed down. If you bed down, then, you know, you're just as responsible as he is.
Black men will what?
Stop doing that, that they would stop that dysfunctional behavior.
Sisters got to stop it too. It takes two to make a thing go right. It's not just a black man.
Of compartmentalizing and creating houses, not homes, and then finally a home with the wife. And then you have all these other houses that are homeless, but you over here at some point when you do get a wife, if you do, I'm saying if that's what you want, you will, you'll get whatever you want. You're trying to create a home. Totally dysfunctional and extremely, that's the epitome of selfish. Epitome of selfish.
Yeah. I see where they tried to make that something that was traction and it didn't work to me. I look at it like this. We're going to have that conversation, man. Look, what's your motivation? What is it about women or woman or a woman that you haven't encountered this far, to this point that you were willing to marry? What is it about you? What is it that's missing? What happened that makes you just want to say, hey, look, I just want to have a bunch of kids all over the place? Now, allegedly, the reason that Nick Cannon is having all these babies is because of his illness, and he's harvesting the DNA and organs or whatever he may need down the line to be a donor to him. Allegedly. I don't know. I'm just, yeah. This is what's being said. That he's having these babies just in case he needs something. Need an extra part. Yeah. But that's none of my business. Back to what we're talking about. Let's take the money or the equation of success out of the picture. When we look at a lot of guys that run around here that on the average got a lot of baby mamas, a lot of kids and different houses and no homes, or they haven't made a home with any of the baby mamas. Well, you know, you speak to the truth of it all. There's a lot of Cyndi Lauper chicks out here that just want to have fun. And for whatever reason, you get jammed up. Or you decide you want to lay there and you want to have a baby and you do that. The final choice is yours. Yeah. If that's what you do, then you got to be willing to stand on the same thing that you're trying to hold someone else accountable for. Yeah. responsibility. Let's talk about the impact, man. The impact on from these kind of things when broken homes are created. These men and women have created. It's just the children who suffer. I won't say the woman too much because she made that choice to lay on her back so she could potentially get up on her feet. And you got to think about it. Both of these brothers are worth, at the bare minimum, $75 million. So yeah, you label one of these jokers and have a baby, you set until the kid's 18 or 19 or whatever. Sure, you're going to get something, for your lifestyle, and the kids are going to be all right. You're going to have a house, and the kids are going to go to the best schools or better schools, and yeah, you'll have a substantial supplemental income. Yep. We all know the statistics, though. Children who grow up in single-parent households are more likely to face challenges in life. They're more likely to struggle in school, their personal behavioral issues, thoughts on how they see and view themselves, and usually they'll be the ones who repeat the cycle of having broken homes. It ain't just about the numbers. This is about real lives, y'all. This is about kids. Kids who grow up without their fathers in the house, without the guidance, who don't have a role model in the house other than, potentially having a coach or a teacher at school or something like that. And then, you got your mama potentially making a man's son, coddling him and making him even worse, to the point where he can't control his emotions because he's emoting all over the place when he should be moving in his practical being or his practical state as a man. Yeah. I'm not making this about the women who were quote unquote left to raise the children by themselves because you chose to lay there and have the kid. Whoever you laid the kid with. I mean, I understand that a million and one things can happen in relationships, but we're talking about people that just made up telling you, look, I don't want nothing but this from you or that from you. I don't know. It doesn't even make sense to me for a woman to tell or put herself in a position where Joker already told you, I don't even want to be with you. Just want you to have a baby. Or let's say, for example, you met somebody on a situation on a humble and you had a one-off and ended up pregnant and you decide to keep it. And you want to press this man to be accountable for a child that he didn't want. He didn't even want you. So what makes you think he wants the child? And then when that happens, pew, you're off to the races. You got to catch him. So now you're dealing with the courts and all other kind of crap. And you're putting the man in the middle. Hopefully he can get jammed up and get some arrearages later off the chain gang. But often that really happens. And at some point in time, if you go and get any assistance from his Uncle Sam, well, Uncle Sam will tap him on the shoulder later, him or her on the shoulder later, and say, hey, you got to come serve me. We're going to get this money back from you one way or the other. This is merely a loan. Now, let's not forget the message it sends to other people that are watching or listening to the things that we do and say, right? When they see men like these two, like Cam and Nick, just per the show, they live in the way they live in. It normalizes the behavior. It makes it okay. It makes it seem that it's okay to create a broken home. As long as you have the money to back it up and pay the cost to be the boss, it's okay. But I believe that we should be rejecting that narrative. And when I say rejecting that narrative, that means that we both need to be a little more responsible. Ladies, you got somebody you laying with, you're not looking at the long term with him, strap up. Make him strap up. Get you some birth control. You shouldn't even be going raw out here unless you are in a committed relationship with the individual and you've done your homework to make sure that you are both safe to do it. let alone conceiving a child. Irresponsible. Yeah. We need to say no, man. A lot of times when we say yeah, it's okay to say no. Deny yourself sometimes so you can get the best thing out of it instead of devaluing yourself all the time. Even if it's about status or money. Money ain't enough. Money is never enough. That is the most easy thing to come in contact with for yourself, to save yourself some self-respect and some dignity. Okay? So, what's the takeaway here? The takeaway is that we as a community need to redefine what it means to be a man. Let me say it again. We as a community need to redefine what it means to be a man. A man is someone who takes responsibilities for his actions and also is responsible for the people that he's supposed to have care of. Yeah. One who values his character over his bank account and who understands the importance of building, not breaking. Cam Newton and Nick Cannon might have the money, but they, some would say they're lacking in character. And that's what we need to focus on. It's time to start holding all of us and ourselves accountable for each other. It's time to start valuing the things that really matter, like family, integrity, responsibility. Hey, and let's not be fooled by the money. Fuck the money. Yeah. You can do a lot of fake shit with money. A lot of fuck shit with money. You look deeper. Start building the kind of legacy that we want for our children, that our children can be proud of. Yeah. Now I want to hear from you, family. What I do want to know what you think about this issue, about what I talked about tonight. Do you agree that that character is more important than money? How do you think we can start changing this narrative in our community? Hit me up, man. Hit me up. Leave it in the chat or leave it in the messages, man. Let me know what you think. Let's keep this conversation going. And man, hit the like, man, down here. Hit the like, smash the bell, subscribe, man. Okay. I'm trying to keep this going, man. I need you. I need you to hit the like. I need you to leave it in the comments and smash the bell and hit subscribe. Also tell a friend about the show. Always, man, thank you for tuning in. Stay blessed, stay focused, and remember, it's not about how much money you make, but about the impact you leave on this world. Got an idea and you want to do something, go get it, man. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do it. Don't let people tell you you're crazy. They told Noah he was crazy until it began to rain, and they wanted to get in that boat. You hear me? Just know, man, every day is a blessing. You win it. Make it happen. Don't be discouraged. Be encouraged. And all you're getting, get off my show. Peace.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert! All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.